Hello, beautiful people. So we are doing the full moon messages for each sign. We're going to do Taurus next. So this is what you are meant to release, let go of. And then we're going to see what you're making room for, what's going to show up once you release and let go of that. And then Source is going to give us an alignment message on what will bring you into alignment to let that thing stay and stick. Let's see, Taurus, what energetically you're meant to let go of. What are my Tauruses meant to let go of on this full moon in Scorpio? Taurus. What are my Tauruses meant to let go of on this full moon? Oh, by the way, something just ended up being in my eye. My right eye feels like all of a sudden a shard of glass stepped into it. Now, I have a new puppy, and I'm sure one of his hairs just jumped into my eye. But that being said, the right eye has to do with creativity. And so maybe you feel, a bit of overwhelmment on whether or not you'll be able to get to something or a project that you've been meaning to get to. And it feels like it's a pain to get to it, i.e., things keep bringing you away from them. That is my channeled message from this thing that just popped into my eye, Taurus. Take it as it resonates. It just seems like you keep being pulled away from something that you rather be doing. All right, Scorpio. Okay, so some of you guys may be dealing with a Scorpio, have Scorpio in your chart. Taurus, yeah, that thing is still in my eye. Okay, they're like, I can't get to that thing. I'm gonna let this stay. I could take these 2 minutes and take them out of the message, but you know what? Some of you guys are going to resonate with that message. All right, Taurus, what are you meant to let go of on this full moon? Oh, okay, here we go. I actually need to go get this taken care of. Taurus, I haven't even gotten to your cards yet. I just came back. It took me a second. But it didn't take me a second to get this thing out of my eye. This is what's interesting. Source gave me this little tidbit. Things are only a pain in the butt as long as you let them continue to be in a nuisance, is what Source is telling me, right? Like, here it is. I could have done this whole reading and then had this thing in my eye and then been very uncomfortable. Or I just took care of it. And Source is saying, just take care of it so that it's not something like something in your eye that feels like it's scratching you, or, this nuance of annoyance that builds and becomes resentment. And for some reason, this message is coming really through to whomever needs to hear this, because this full moon is meant for you to do things differently so that things don't perpetually feel uncomfortable. And you have the power to change it. Look what Source just gave me as what you need to let go of. Unplug. Unplug from the BS. Unplug from expecting things to be different. Take a vacation. Get yourself out of the monotony. For Tauruses, I keep getting that you do things exactly as you've always done them, thinking that this gnawing feeling, that the action... Okay, so I keep getting that you numb yourself with busyness to not feel something, is what I'm getting from my Tauruses. And it's not working. So for some of you, Source just wants you to unplug from your routine. It wants you to unplug from your routine. So if you want to know how to change the dynamic of something feeling exactly as it's felt, it says, how about you do something different? React to something that feels the same differently. How about if you don't react? How about if you just go, no? How about if no is a full sentence? How about if you give yourself the license to not feel like it? not do something, but not to go to your old routine, because if not feeling like doing something is to do something that you've been doing over and over and over again to run away from an emotion, that isn't what we're saying here. We're not saying jip out of doing something so that you can do what you've been doing for a long time. No. That's not what we're saying here. We're not saying stay in your routines, stay doing exactly as you've done so that you don't do something spontaneous or different that somebody's trying to get you to do. That's not what we're saying. We're saying unplug from your routine, the thing that you keep doing that isn't emotionally making you feel better. That's what you're meant to unplug from. All right, let's find out what you're making room for if you let a little bit of spontaneity step into your life, i.e. spontaneity, like somebody who you've just met asks you to go out to lunch and you don't know them very well. And you're like, am I meant to do this? Sort of like, do that thing that you usually don't do. Whatever that thing that you usually don't do, go do. All right, let's find out. All right, what is it that my Tauruses are making room for? What's showing up if they do the suggestion that I just told you? Taurus. And yes, I did go put lipstick on. Wow, I was taking that thing out of my eye. Because you guys are Venus ruled. Taurus. Why don't you want to show? Maybe you're not going to do what I just suggested. This thing can't find its way to you if you continue to do as you've done. Look at beauty. Hello. And what I mean by that, sort of like, if you want your life to feel beautiful, if you want your life to feel like it's that beautiful summer smell of jasmine in the air, that like intoxicating feeling of like, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and feel this way again. If you want your life to feel that way, you must take the suggestion I gave you of what needs to leave your life. All right, because if you do things exactly as you've always done them, you're going to get the same thing that you've always gotten. All right, let's see what Source wants you to know in regards to alignment. What will bring this beautiful beauty into alignment? You feeling like you feel good about your life. You feel expansive. You feel excited. You feel as if you cry at the idea that you've manifested the beauty that surrounds you. Gratitude. Look at this says. It says the thing that will bring you into everything that I've just stated is your vibration. If you are not vibing it, if you are not in the vibrational match of the feeling of what I've just expressed to you, no amount of feeling like shit is going to make you feel good. No amount of feeling sad is going to make you happy. No amount of shitty journey is going to have you have a fun journey. Get it? Hope you do. And I hope this helped you. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.